This episode of Behind the Manga, we're going through Nazotoki Drill. This is one of the 3 excellent mangas that we are doing the contest for. If you don't know, we release 3 mangas all at once, and whichever one gets the most views, comments, and likes, shares on MangaDex is the one that we're going to continue scanlating. So, Tom, why don't you walk us through Nazotoki Drill?
All right, so this one is about I would say child prodigy, but it's not quite the case. It's a high school girl detective. And she's only barely a high school girl, like only kind of technically. This is her 3rd year doing her senior year. And she's kind of really stupid and incompetent.
And she's the monkey, right?
Actually, it's a man drill, hence the drill that he's also holding. And Nazotoki drill, there's a lot of weird drill puns.
It's like pottery.
Yeah, something like that. And the girl behind her is her... not quite friend, not quite assistant, but class rep who's kind of in charge of her, making sure that, I don't know, I guess she's not lonely and
her carer.
Basically, yeah, her caretaker. And she's the real genius, so to speak. She's the one who actually solves all the mysteries.
Oh, well, that's kind of like spoilers for the whole plot.
I mean, that's the whole premise.
That's a synopsis, yeah.
Or even a synopsis, you might say.
Here we go. Here's a great blank page.
It's not completely blank. You can't get me on it.
That's why it's a great page.
Okay.
And then here we go. She's piercing the heavens with her drill.
Yes, this one actually is a great page. I like it a lot. It has nothing to do with the actual manga, to my knowledge, but it's cool. So here's like her introduction or whatever, and this is a running gag throughout the manga. And it's one that I wasn't sure how to handle. He says, "Oh, it's you, the girl detective, Mikai Ketsu." Mikai Ketsu is kind of like a word that means like unsolved or something to that effect.
That is poetic.
Yeah, it's like a pun name. The Japanese love their pun names. And she corrects him. It's like, "No, my name is Mikai Yui." A lot of people, when they first meet her, it's like, "Oh, I've heard of you. You're Mikai Ketsu." And then she says Yui. It's like, an ongoing gag, but it doesn't translate.
Yeah, I don't get is it so her Yui is a pun? Or?
Well, Yui is her actual name. Mikai Yui is her real name. But everyone misremembers her name as Mikai Ketsu.
Like, which you're the case solver. No, it's Case Sarah.
Something like that. But it's more like the opposite of case solver. It's more like unsolved mystery. And no, I'm unsolved mystery. Yeah. I guess it would be Miss E.
For 2 examples that were literally right off the top of our head, both of those were kind of decent.
Yeah, so all right, yeah.
Mine flowed better, but it was the opposite meaning.
Yes. Yeah.
So
half points to Gryffindor.
Yes. We can give her some points for her little hair things, too.
I love her hair, this little spiral twirls or whatever.
I haven't seen that. I've seen a bunch of little styles and the little wings. Wings are very popular, but I've never seen them little curls like that.
Yeah. I really, like, the more I read through this manga, the more, like, as I spent time, like, scanlating and stuff, it really grew on me in every way. She's such a good character. Probably one of my favorite manga characters ever.
Wow, that's some high praise.
Yeah, and that's only from, like, 1 chapter.
And so now we see with this panel, basically, what's going to happen for the rest of the series is she's a little punketsu.
Yeah, she's definitely challenged. And here we see our first panty shot. You see about like 1 a chapter from what I've noticed.
It hits the quota.
Yeah. But it's not really an ecchi manga. It's just kind of like here and there brief stuff.
You're not meant to sexualize the Yui. You're meant to like just look at her embarrassment.
Yeah, but you could sexualize her because she's 19. Just throwing that out there.
Wow, that's good. If she were 17, oh God, that's gross.
Oh, disgusting. Ugly. Dude, 17-year-old girls, barf.
Dude, they come up to me, I'm like, ew, you are disgusting.
Yeah.
Come back when you're 18.
Yep. So here's kind of like another running gag type thing. So Yui will nickname all of the suspects, and that is what their forever name is, for lack of a better word. So like every character will call the maid character Maid, even though she has a real name. Same with Nose Glasses and Little Brother, who actually is her little brother, but everybody calls him Little Brother.
I normally like when they do the glasses like this when they're spirals, not when they're circles. Like these aren't spirals. Yeah. That kind of was throwing me off.
I literally never noticed that, but you're right.
She's pretty cute too. This one.
Oh yeah, the assistant.
And she's got the single hair thing. Their dynamic reminds me, and it's easier when you look at the color picture, is of the sisters on One Punch Man. They still got the same color hair.
Yeah, I could see that.
And now, so you said she's the real detective.
Basically, yeah. I don't know where the nickname Rinrin comes from. I think it's just
Ring, mushy, mushy.
I think it's just like a stupid, like, almost like child babble talk type thing. If I had to guess, there might be some deeper meaning to it.
Speaking of child baby talk, like that, just look at that picture.
Yeah,
It looks like that's like quintessential.
yeah. Thinking about it now, I wonder if it could be some weird like kanji pun, but I'd have to look into that to be sure.
Yeah, because it says her real name is Mitsubishi.
Yeah, I think it's Motobayashi.
Also, I'm not her assistant.
Right. Oh, and I love actually, not to pat myself on the back too much, but I love the way I translated like that panel towards the left middle. It's like I don't remember. I can't read it.
I'm not quite an assistant, but more like friend-ish.
Yeah.
It's hard to put into words.
Yeah. That's so good. And just her faces sell every single panel.
She's just so deadpan. She's like, I have to deal with this every day, and it's...
No, I mean Yui's face.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's just so, like, you could tell she's, like, trying to not cry, basically.
Well, she is crying here. She's got...
Yeah, she's very close to it.
She's like, I thought we were friends. I thought we had something going on. But we're relatively, not even like... but we're relatively friendly.
I love it, dude. It's like, just every panel with her is the best panel.
As we see the murder goes through.
Yeah.
She pulled out her Pokedex to record.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of like mystery solving and explaining and all of that, as you might expect from a mystery based manga. But really, I don't even care for the mysteries at all. Like, they're boring.
Yeah, as I was reading it, I was like, the mystery in the story is the least interesting part of this.
Yeah, the best part is the reaction pictures, and like this page is exemplar of such a wonderful little like vertical slice of the character here. She's like, so Maid is recounting like her she's giving her testimony
alibi.
Basically. Yeah, her alibi. Yui's like, hold on, I can't write that fast. Which, she's incompetent. She can't write that fast. She's challenged. And then like 2 panels later, she just chucks the whole notebook to the ground. It's the funniest thing to me. Like, she's like holding up the float so she can write. And then I guess she realizes, I'll never be able to keep up. I just have to abandon this. It's adorable.
As I always like to say, the mark of a well-drawn manga in character is the way that it can work into chibi.
True, yeah. And this one's really good.
I guess she in general is always a chibi, so it's an easy transition.
Yeah, the art style in general is pseudo chibi-esque compared to like your average manga. I mean, I'm going to pause on every page and just point out how much I love these reaction shots. She like says a declaration like, you're the criminal or whatever. And then it shows everyone reacting and being surprised. And then she's surprised at her own revelation. It's like the funniest thing, dude.
She's got her own reaction.
She looks more distressed than they do.
Why do you look surprised?
Yeah.
I like that little reaction down there. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. Blah, blah, boring plot, blah, blah. Yeah. It's like...
Just glaze over it. Get to the reaction images.
The actual case itself in this chapter, I don't think was that great. But I think it's decent for like a warm-up first case kind of thing.
Oh, someone's on the thought patrol.
Yep, that's it. Well, he's a real gentleman, he cares about that kind of stuff.
Oh, she's crying.
I know. I love that line. So she wailed.
It's like the narrator came in to talk about this. Is there a narrator normally through them?
No, not especially, but like the square ones, the square bubbles were definitely like a narrator type explanation thing, like an exposition type thing.
I know your favorite thing to translate is crying.
Yeah, I don't like it. And like over there it says like ooh blue glue boo.
I see, that's a pretty good one. See, it's better when you say it and I can hear it.
Exactly.
Rather,
if you just try to read it as written, you don't get the full effect.
Good blue.
Yeah.
That's adorable. That's the first time I've thought crying was done well.
Yeah, see, I want more crying high school girls. That's all I want in life.
We can make that a reality.
And then here we have, I think this is the best page, like, in the whole chapter, for sure.
And her deductive skills increased threefold. Put simply, she was now operating at 1.5 times the skill of an average person.
So if we do some quick math here.
Quick maths.
Math is really tough. Does that mean she's normally like half the capacity of a normal person?
Yeah. So she has this amazing skill that like triples her powers.
Yeah.
And it's still barely average.
better. Yeah, she's so stupid.
Everybody's pretty calm for having a dead body.
I thought that too. As I
I
was
think
going
they're
through the
all
chapter.
guilty, actually. That sounds really suspicious.
It was a group murder.
And then we've got the objection.
I guess that's where the drill comes in, but I don't think they ever explain it. Maybe in later chapters.
I knew it was nose glasses all along.
Well, I mean, there's only, 3 suspects, and one of them was her little brother. This was the page here where I knew that, okay, I'm pretty sure all of the cases in here are just going to be completely stupid. This whole time he had a blood splatter on his vest, and, nobody saw it, and they're going through all this, who could it have been?
It's like he's got a knife in his hand. He's like, they caught him,
basically.
stuffing the body in a thing. It's like, who is it? Everybody stand still.
And this is, a huge mid-chapter revelation. We are now page 26 out of 50. And it's like, it took them half a chapter to get to this point.
The trick you pulled on us before was just misdirection.
That's why he's wearing
He's covered
glasses.
in blood.
Well, that's actually his intent with wearing the glasses.
Was to
Distract from the blood splatter on his vest.
Wow, interesting.
Now, I don't know.
Hey, it's one of those things where you just overlook it. Like you have to focus on a weird hat he's got on.
Yep.
Or what do they call it in the pickup game? Like flare or
peacocking.
Yeah, but there was some type of, maybe it was from Office Space where they're
Flare
you have
is
to wear
Office
flare.
Space.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks normal there.
You only see his normal face for only a couple panels.
He's like, I was abused as a child, so I had to take it out on him.
And not quite. It's actually worse than that. And then here, I love it. She's like, tell us, how and why you did it. And then he's like, I haven't actually admitted to doing anything yet. I haven't admitted to killing him yet. It's like, yet. What is this? He's admitting to it, basically.
There's a good little pose. Kind of looks like, kind of reminds me of a little Eskimo with a poncho over them.
I could see that, yeah.
All right, so the carer is back.
Yeah. I don't know where she went. I don't remember if she says.
She went to the bathroom or something.
Probably, yeah.
She's like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Has to deal with it all the time.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, I it's like, Rinrin, I figured out who it was. It's like, yeah, the guy with the blood splatter, duh. And then she's like, Yui's attacking her, because she's embarrassed.
And then she just, can grab on.
Yeah,
It's like, no, don't worry. It's like patting a small autistic child.
Well, it's probably almost literally that. And then I love this panel where she's patting her on the head. She's like, deep down inside your heart, I'm your friend. It's like, that's
deep, deep down inside your heart,
I know.
I'm your friend.
And she's like, oh, Rinrin, it's, she's so touched. And then she's like, wait a minute.
That doesn't make any sense.
I would never think to say something deep down inside your heart,
She's a pure sociopath. If you can phrase that in your mind, if you can come up with that in your mind, you have some serious
I think it might be more she's dealt with Yui for so long, or it's I'm just done with it. It's she's beyond help. And then these next few pages are just her explaining it. There's a lot of text in this manga.
Yeah, it seems like that. My eyes kind of glaze over when that happens.
I know, and it's there were 50 pages of a lot of text. This one took me a long time, and I went quickly, a fast pace.
All right, you guys. So if you want Tom to suffer for hours on end every week, vote for this one. But it is pretty good.
That the length is the only reason I would not probably vote for this one as my number one pick if I had to pick one.
Yeah, but I remember when you were saying, I was in the room when you were scanlating it for multiple times, and I just remember you laughing at it and saying I thought I didn't you started to like it the more you went on.
Yeah, it's so true. It's just so charming. And I think Yui's just the best character.
She's Punketsu. Would you say she's kind of a chunin as well?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, in the fact that she thinks she's more competent than she is.
Well, yeah, she's LARPing as a detective.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my favorite aspect of chuni. It doesn't need to be magic and witches. It's just I like them to think that they're a whole lot more competent than they are. And then I like this part. Rinrin said something but he would have noticed when he dropped the key from his pocket. And then Yui's like, oh, because it would have made a jingle jangle sound, right? And it's well, yeah, but also. And then she's so smug. It's yes, I nailed it. That's exactly what she had in mind the whole time. And
then the maid is like, oh, she looks so happy.
I know.
Just pat her on the head. Yes, it would jingle jangle.
Yeah, yep. Just like the toys you play with.
Yeah.
And then here's another where she's so smug, with a question mark.
Yeah.
She's pretending outwardly. It's yes, I follow everything. It's exactly that that meme of Pop Team Epic where it's
oh yeah,
I understand everything perfectly.
And then it's I don't understand anything.
Yeah, that's such a good one.
This is a weird key fob thing that they have.
Well,
like a
it's
keychain.
there's actually a key attached to it, and that's just like
no, I know, but it's
okay.
still a weird, like it's a big stick. Like that seems inconvenient.
It might be like
A school
traditional.
thing?
No, well, this is like I think like an inn kind of thing, like an old Japanese style
maybe
inn.
I could see that. It's like so you don't lose it. It's like a thing.
Yeah.
So he stabbed him with the key fob.
Not quite. Stabbed him with a knife. And then the classic, like, you know, Rinrin's saying, like, she's about to conclude her summary of the whole case. And she's basically laid out everything at this point. And then Yui interrupts her, allow me to explain. And then she does, like, a poor version of it. She's like, and, like, I think it's the second to last panel. She's, like, trying to explain away something. It's like, there'd be a luminetta or whatever. It's like luminol is like the chemical. I'd never heard of it, but it's like a blood.
She's just repeating the word that
exactly.
said. Like literally can't even get it right.
I know.
Like or whatever.
And then she's like, you know that one thing.
I dare say.
Yeah.
Here's the drill.
Yep. All that work just to
It's like he's already admitted. There's blood all over.
Yep.
Deja vu. It's just as you have deduced. Like now she's like, I solved the crime.
I said deducted, and in my reread, as I did in my notes for this, I realized, wait, I don't think that's a word. I think it's deduced. Yeah, so that was. That's pretty embarrassing, but whatever, it's fine.
I didn't even realize that until I just read it.
It's 1 out of like 10,000 words in this chapter.
I honestly don't think anybody will ever notice because most people just read in chunks and they go through the words. So if it looks like. You could type like a dyslexic and most people can't pick it up.
It's that classic copy pasta. And then it's like, why'd you do it? He's like, well, the guy, I guess they go on business trips a lot. It's like, he would always hit on women. It's like, it doesn't ever explicitly say that he did anything bad. I guess kind of pushy, I guess, with his hitting on.
So he was the Chad.
This guy's a Chad versus the virgin nose glasses.
Virgin murderer versus the Chad murderee.
Yeah. So it's like this guy's hello incel department.
Yeah.
Like
it's like she's just like, well, okay then, off to the slammer with you.
Yeah.
Like with a happy little face.
Also, all the ends well.
All right, now we get some fan service.
Yep.
After a hard day of solving detective work.
Exactly.
So they just decided to go with the maid.
Why not? I mean, they all just went through an exciting adventure together.
Yeah, shouldn't you like call the police and be questioned and stuff?
Well, I bet if we were to look at the times, this would be like late enough after.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I hope. I don't know. I didn't.
There's
do
the timestamps up here, so somebody can go back and double check.
I honestly never really paid attention to the timestamps.
Lots of plot in this chapter.
Yep, true. And then just some back and forth shenanigans. Like I like this one here. Yui's like, oh yeah, on this page, or Yui's like, yeah, I'm sorry I stole your thunder. So it's like she actually knows that she's bad.
Oh like, yeah.
So I don't know.
It's like a mixed
kind of charming.
thing, yeah.
And then later, the next page, Rinrin's trying to like console her. It's like, well, you did name the suspect before I did. And then she's like, oh, so that means I'm MVP? I'm MVP? And she's like literally drooling from her mouth.
I was going to point that out.
I'm so MVP?
She's literally drooling.
And before that, she's blowing bubbles. It's like, dude, this is so adorable. How can you not love this character?
Uh-oh. There's been another murder.
Of course. And then the maid's like, no, how could this be happening 2 in 1 day? It's because I, the great detective, am here. As if she's causing the murders. As if wherever she goes, bodies like fall in her wake. People will just kill around her. And that's that.
And then we get back to the amazing You Decide end page where we already talked about this. You get to vote on your favorite manga. So go check out all the other ones. This was Nazotoki Drill. We got Ghost Girl, the Ikanai Kanajo no Otetsudai, something like
Pretty
that.
Pretty good.
And we've got Macrina of Border. And we've done all 3 episodes for that. So you can go back and look through the YouTube and see all the different summaries and things like that. So make sure you get to vote. Make sure you let us know what your favorite is.
Yep. So this Sunday will be probably chapter 2 of the winter, and
sure we don't want to like stretch this out to get more views and comments.
No, it's fine. If your favorite manga didn't win, we'll probably pick it up after the winter gets done.
Yeah.
If some other team doesn't snipe it, and I'm okay with that. Normally I don't like the idea of sniping, but it's like
you're gonna get cooked. Like,
no, it's not.
No, yeah.
Actually, I'm cucking them because it's my sloppy seconds.
Actually, yeah, my wife may bang you, but she comes home to sleep in my bed. So who's the real winner?
But I pay for her food, so I'm the real winner. She really relies on me the most.
So you could, I came up with a great idea. If you want one that we can't get to, just come and subscribe on the Patreon, and if we start making X amount of dollars a month, Tom will scanlate more.
Yep, make us a Patreon first. That's the first pricing goal or whatever, funding goal, whatever they're called.
Send us butt coin.
Yeah, send us any coin.
We got some awesome comments. The first one is from me, so I'll just skip that. Somebody said, "What the F? This is so surreal, but not too surreal. Feels like a fever dream, but not really. What a confusing, conflicting setup and tone."
I guess it kind of is, because it's like so nonchalant about murder and stuff.
Yeah, it is definitely a comedy.
Yeah, like just don't think about it too much, because then it does get weird.
We got one that says, "Hey, this is actually funny." Yeah, it was pretty funny.
True that.
We were giggling.
Even on like my multiple rereads of it, I was still laughing at stuff.
My vote goes to this one. The other two are generic lowly moe and one generic ghost romance, maybe harem. This one actually has a bit of character in addition to being a parody.
This guy's pretty erudite. He's a smart guy.
We got, it's so hard picking on the three, but I'll vote for this one because I love the art style and I'm in for some parody detective stories.
Yep, and that guy's based with his avatar there.
This guy is the biggest five-head brain out of everybody. Radical centrist, he says, "I'm voting for all three." So,
true, yeah.
So he's the real winner.
There's
here.
nothing in the rules that say you can't do that.
Yeah,
so,
you actually can. You can leave comments for.
In fact, there really are no rules. You know, just vote however you think is the way to vote.
Well, once again, thank you guys all for all the views and the comments and the voting that you've done so far.
Yep.
Can't wait to see who wins. Thanks again.
Yes, indeed. Thanks.